Kia ora koutou, no mai haere mai, and welcome to Frogs on Friday, where we go through all what's happening in the world of employment. Today we're going to talk about the money in mahi media, so it's all about the money. We'll go through the hot jobs of the week, and I'm joined by Sophia Houben from our Wellington office to talk about hybrid working trends. And as always, we'll finish off with our social media polls. So let's jump straight into mahi media. So it's great to be able to deliver some good news. It has been a little bit doom and gloom lately. So pleased to say that salaries have hit a record high, and there's also strong wage growth for temps and contractors. So the average salary across New Zealand is now $68,316. And it's really good to see. And I guess I spent a lot of the time on Frogs on Friday last year saying, look, if there's ever a time to ask for the pay rise, it's now, and to go ahead and make your case for the increase in salary or rates. And it turns out you were listening. So we've seen that employers have really felt the pressure to increase wages and salaries as we've faced the biggest skills shortage of the century, and of course, along with the cost of living crisis. So which regions have cashed in? Well, Waiponamu, the South Island, saw the biggest gains, with the West Coast salaries increasing a whopping 11.1% to just under 70,000. And that was followed closely by some other South Island regions, Otago and Southland, both at 8%. The highest paying region is Wellington, so they took out the title again at 71,825. So it's not Auckland, it's Wellington. And in fact, Auckland has to settle for third place, being pipped by West Coast. We also saw that the living wage rate increased to $26 per hour earlier this month. So that's the equivalent of 54, or just over 54,000. So although it's great to see increases in the average salary across the motu, the average at just over 68,000 isn't really that far ahead of the living wage. So it's clear, as I said, it's still good news, but I think it's clear that a lot of New Zealanders are still doing it tough. So let's take a look at some of the hot jobs of the week, and maybe one of these opportunities could be for you. Okay, so first up we have our temp job of the week, based in based in Auckland, in Mount Wellington, a scheduling returns associate. So this has a really healthy hourly rate at $30 per hour, plus all the usual bells and whistles there. For this one, so it's really a good connecting role where you're providing outstanding customer service to both internal and external customers, and acting as that first point of contact. This one's working with loan kits, so medical kits, and the collection of those. If you're interested in this position, get in touch with Scott in our Auckland office.
Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee from FrogRecruitment, and I work on the logistics and supply chain desk here at Frog. An exciting new role has popped up for a warehouse assistant based in Penrose. Salary ranges between 50 to 60k. This candidate would ideally have some experience in a warehouse environment, and forklift experience is preferred, but it's not essential. If this sounds like you, or if someone you know is looking for a role and you think they would be a good fit, please get in contact with me with the information below. Otherwise, have a great weekend and thank you for watching. Bye!
All right, so some of the jobs that we've got available in New Zealand, both of those based out of Auckland, but I know there's a lot happening in the Wellington office as well. Now, of course, as always, we want to promote the jobs here and for you to stay and work here. But if you are looking for a change this year and are looking to move to either Australia or the UK, we're here to help you in that regards as well. So we can set you up with interviews with our consultants and to be able to put some great job opportunities in front of you as you start your journey. So let's have a look at some of the roles in Australia and the UK. So first up, we have an HR coordinator role. This one's based in South Australia in Adelaide. They're looking for end-to-end recruitment support as well as assistance with onboarding, so that mix of HR and recruitment. They are looking for someone, ideally you'll have experience in a high volume environment. So it looks like a busy role there. If you're interested in this, get in touch with Emma from our Adelaide team. And let's have a look at, no, it's not a video. Tricked me there. So our role based in London. So this one is a temporary position. So looking for a senior FF&E designer. So again, if you're looking to make the move over to the UK, we've got a great team based in London who are ready to help. So get in touch with any of the team in New Zealand who can point you in the right direction to have a connection all ready to go when you land in the UK. All right, so let's go through and see what Sophia has to share with us about hybrid working trends. Hi, Sophia.
Hi, Shannon. Yeah, thank you. So we have seen, obviously, the lingering effects of COVID and how it's affected our working styles today. So I would say that for a lot of people, hybrid working is the new normal. So unsurprisingly, it's created a few new trends in the employment market that I've noticed. So one that we commonly see is that candidates are calling us and obviously we'll ask them what sort of work they want and if they want any work from home, and most of the people now do want that work from home, just because we've all gotten so used to the benefits that come with it, that it seems kind of hard to go back to the way things were. So yeah, as we can see, it's many candidates' first priority, and with a lot of the companies around struggling to attract talent, we can see that for a lot of them, they've put it at the front of their benefits package there.
Yeah, it's definitely been a big change post-COVID, born out of necessity. We had to work from home, but then there's many of us, as I am today, well, you can't see my background, but I'm working from home today, enjoying the best of both worlds, I guess. So employers really do need to get on board to see what they can do to attract and retain. So definitely a big trend there. What else have you seen?
Yeah, another thing that we've seen is sort of the office space being redefined in a way, rather than a place for people to work on their own autonomously, which they can just do at home. A lot of companies seem to be fostering a more inclusive sort of work environment, and putting together like more collaborative and social hubs and pods and meeting rooms for people to get together and share ideas with that time that they have in person and making the most of that time. And then hot desking is also something that we've seen a lot of. So you can just come in and choose which desk you want to work at, plug your computer in, because a lot of the desks are more empty these days. But then we've also got the case where a lot of companies, like ministries that we work with, actually have more employees than desks. So they actually rely on people to work hybrid, just so that they have the space to accommodate anyone on any given day, really.
Yeah, it's been interesting for businesses. It was a big change, but also there's opportunity from that. So I know a lot of particularly larger organizations have taken that opportunity and gone, oh, okay, maybe we can work things a different way. We don't need 4 floors anymore. Let's change the way that we work, and it can actually be a benefit for us as well. So really interesting to see. So I guess those two are more on what employers and businesses have needed to do. So if you're a job seeker or an employee, and you want to make your case for hybrid, what's going to improve your chances of success of getting a good working style that fits for you?
Yeah, I would say, especially in the interview and on your CV, highlighting how you can work autonomously and how you're able to manage your own time and your tasks. Because one thing I've noticed is the skills that are looked for in candidates are kind of built more on trust now, just because there is a lot of trust involved with the hybrid working model. So yeah, if a candidate is able to show that they're able to work individually and manage their own time and tasks well, it can make you a more desirable candidate in this employment market. So yeah, these days it's less about like your physical presence and more about your own personal work ethic.
I guess on the flip side of that as well, and as you said, with the office, including those collaborative spaces and encouraging people back into the office, it's about showing how you work and can engage with those around you and make the most of that time as well when you are in the office. So some really interesting trends there. Thanks, Sophia. And yeah, it's definitely here to stay, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is.
All right, so let's go through and have a look at our social media pulse. Okay, so last week we asked, should employers offer menstrual and menopause leave? So when I first looked at the results of this, I thought, oh my goodness, look at that. 40% said no, absolutely not, none of these benefits. But then when I looked at the categories a bit more closely, and we'd split up menstrual leave, menopause leave, and the whopping 45% who said both. So I guess you could look at it, it's more like a 60-40 split, which is a lot better news, particularly for the female workers in your office spaces. So interesting to see there, and also to see how employers start to use this information and if it can drive any change. Okay, and then this week, so looking through, of course, we've just shown that the average salary has increased, and lots of people have been successful in obtaining their salary or rate increases. So we're asking if you're planning to ask for a salary increase this year. Of course, each year, or it seems like each month or so, it's a slightly different market and lots of changes. So this year we have, I guess, all the talk about recession and the pressures on economy. So maybe there won't be as big a push for salary increases as you look for stability. Or it might be, oh, actually, I haven't quite got up to that average, or haven't got the increase that I'm looking for, so I need to catch up and keep ahead of those rising living costs. So again, it'll be interesting to see how the results pan out on this one. Well, that is it for today. We will be back as always Fridays 12:30. Look forward to seeing you next week.